How's it look, Tomboy?
Close enough to you?
Yeah, it looks good.
Looks good, Tom. A little. No, just turn the. Yeah, a little more. Not that much. Back. There, right there.
Right there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then go on and see if we're on. Looks like we're live. Oh, we got 6 people.
Yay!
Oh, look, we got a lot of comments already. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Guac Tuah podcast. This is your internet source for real avocado and guacamole news. Because there's a lot of fake news going on, and we're going to dispel those myths on today's cast. In addition, we have a wonderful recipe for guacamole. I'm told it's the best recipe anyone's ever done for guacamole. We're going to teach that to you. We're going to do some giveaways, and we have an announcement.
Really?
We have an announcement.
Oh boy.
But first, let's see who's on. And while I see who's on, Noe, why don't you see if you can pick an avocado here that might be ready to cut and tell them why you've chosen it. Let's see who we got here. So we got Greater Good. It's Avocado Cheese May Sunday. What's up, Greater? How you doing, buddy? We got Daniel Agabo, Guac Tuah. We got Greater Good, Lula Avocado, Brogdon Avocado. He thinks he's in the contest already. You can't guess. You can't be guessing before we do the contest, Greater. Rayhan Khan, hello from Virginia. We're doing fine down here. How y'all doing up there? Don't even mention Guac Tuah. She's going to jail for a long time. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen to her. I just thought it matched good with Guac Tuah. I don't really have much to say about her. Although I kind of like her.
Me too.
I kind of like her. I think people get jealous because, like, you know, obviously the girl did something funny on the internet. It stuck. Some dudes with a lot of money came in. Next thing you know, she's on these, like, big time, you know, podcasts and stuff. That doesn't just happen by accident. Backers put her out there. And backers told her, hey, we're going to do this coin. Can we use your name? And she, you know.
She just did it.
Yeah, if I was her advisor, I'd be like, maybe you shy away from that one.
Yeah.
Maybe you shy away from, you know, getting involved in coin. But anyway, Ram Khan, you're waiting for the app May. 3 more months to go. Will I be allowed to ship that from your friend Ronnie? I think you mean, you're saying from your, okay, do you go by Ronnie, Rahan? Is that what you're saying? Or are you mistaking Julian and saying his name is Ronnie? Because he grows an avocado called the Ronnie, and he's the one cultivating the apme. But I won't have any apme fruit for sale for a long time because there's only one tree that produces the apme so far. And then Julian has grafted, I don't know how many, dozen that folks like y'all have already bought. You checked his website, and shipping and handling is too expensive. Maybe I could share my business model with him and we could all benefit. I don't think that's going to work. I'm just willing to, everyone has a different business model, and we're engineered here that I'm content with the profit I make on the avocados. I'm more interested in my subscribers and my viewers getting a taste of what it is we talk about online. This is more of like a community thing for me. Yeah. And we have a pretty good process. And I will say this, other growers who grow varieties and ship varieties, it's a lot more costly to do mixed boxes. We're lucky. We only, what the hell? There's some critter crawling around out in my farm. I could see him through the window.
I think it's a cat.
No, it's something else. Anyways, we'll get, sorry, ADHD. I think our business model where just I go out and pick a couple thousand pounds of one variety at a time, fill up the boxes and ship them, that allows us to be, you know, a little less expensive. Let's see. And then shipping trees ain't cheap, dude. It's just not cheap. It's not cheap.
No,
you got to pack, and I don't ship trees, you know? So, you know, I don't know what other people charge, but I do know that shipping trees is not easy. It's not cheap. Joel, been watching our vids, and that's a beautiful farm we have. Thanks. You know what, Joel? I'll tell you, this time of year, it's gorgeous.
Oh, the weather
it's
is
gorgeous.
amazing.
The weather is so nice, And I went out and cut the grass and everything about 2 days ago. And we're in our dry season now, so we're not getting tons of rain. So the grass is staying nice and tight. We've been oh, it's the rooster. It's Armando. That's what was crawling around out there. Anyways, and everything is just so full because it's like the end of the season. So it's been growing, taking that Florida summer sun, that Florida rain, and growing. Now, in about 2-3 weeks, it's going to look like a bomb hit here when we do all our trimming for the season. But then it only takes about a month or so to turn green again. Alex studied less, just the stream. You don't have exams tomorrow. Well, good, Alex. I'm glad, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy personal schedule to watch us. Rehan, your friends call the... Oh, dang it, I lost you. Where'd you go? Avocados from Tom's Farm as dragon eggs. You're right. I mean, this is like one of the last of our shoquettes. I just happened to find this out there, Rehan. And they're gigantic. And this is, I mean, they get twice this big in season, you know. Oh, were you able to find some to cut open for the guac?
This one row. Well, I
It's
think we can open, but I have some
Get the nasty ones out of the...
Yeah.
So we're going to make y'all some guacamole today, but they're not going to be pretty avocados like the ones in front of us here, like the ones we sell, which would be a great time for me to address my sponsor for today's podcast, which is me. I sponsor myself, and guacfarm.com, Guacfarm, your one-stop guac shop for all your avocado needs. And this is mainly what we sell at guacfarm.com, which are these 9-pound boxes of avocado, 8 to 10-pound boxes of avocado. Right here, you see this one is full of beautiful Monroe variety. Delicious, right? And then as we're packing the boxes that we sell on guacfarm.com, Guacfarm.com, get yourself a box because we're down to about the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
As we're packing them, we separate the sort of what we'd call the uglies, you know, ones that have scratches, or this right here, this is called a kiss mark. This happens when two trees are hanging like near each other and the wind blows and they bounce into each other.
But they're perfect with the flavor.
They're perfectly fine for flavor, but you know, people don't want to see scarring and kiss marks and stuff. So we save that for ourselves. So why don't you start cutting that open and we'll get into our guacamole recipe. And if you're at home, maybe watching football, oh, I forgot to bring the chips. They're out in the kitchen. You get all right, okay. Noe's gonna go get the chips. I forgot to bring them. But if you're home watching football and you want to eat some guac or make some guac, you're going to need some avocados. You're going to these green onions or scallions. We're going to use a white onion. We're going to use some salt. And I have a lime, but we're not going to use it. But I'm going to show you what I do with it. Okay. Greater Good wants to know where people are watching from. Rehan can see me now. Alex can hear me. Marcos, howdy from Florida, and welcome. Manuel Gonzalez, hello back to you. Jupiter Mojo is here. How you doing, buddy? Santiago Gomez, California in the house. So it'd be what, about 11 a.m. over there? I'll tell you, I've been doing a lot of shipping out to California lately. You guys love your avocados, and this isn't the big announcement I have, but a little announcement. This year I'm going to try to get on the list of certified vendors who is allowed to sell mango to California. I might be big enough where I could meet their criteria. And so I made a phone call Friday. I'm waiting for them to call me back. I'm going to see what I have to do. And if I'm lucky, and if y'all are lucky, maybe I could get listed as a certified vendor for mango over in California. We're allowed to ship mamey. We're allowed to ship Monstera Deliciosa. I'm allowed to ship avocado because I'm a commercial grower and I'm registered with the California Department of Agriculture. But I can't send sapodilla, mango, and lychee. So I'm going to try to get certified for those three, or at least I'm going to try to understand what it takes this time around this year. Jupiter just grafted a Brogdon onto one of our avocado seeds. So Jupiter must have bought a box from us at guacfarm.com, took the seed, planted himself a seedling, got his hands on a cutting from a Brogdon variety avocado. and grafted it onto his tree. So good luck with that one, Jupiter. You'll probably be fine. And Brogdon is a delicious, delicious variety. I love them. Rihan thinks we're awesome. Thank you. I appreciate
Can
that.
I
Wow,
interrupt
that's
you for one
yeah.
second? Remember how you said that the Kiss Smart doesn't affect what they look inside?
Yeah.
Look at how pretty they are.
Yeah. Let's show
is
them.
a
So
good
yeah,
example.
if you look like here, you could see some dark and look at some scarring here. But when you cut the avocado open, they're fine inside. And these I could never sell to a packing house.
But
These
we eat them.
yeah, they'd never make it to Publix or Kroger's or, you know, Price Chopper or Wegmans or Walmart or anything like that. They'd be rejected. But for eating ourselves, they're fine. And, you know, I give
They're
them out
delicious.
to friends and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, Ken De La Cruz said Ken De La Cruz, the booth 8 were amazing.
Oh my God, I love them.
She ate them all. I had one of y'all, a customer, a YouTube subscriber said, "Hey, I want to try the booth 8." And I'm like, dude, I got like 9 left. And my wife, they're small. They're not as big as these varieties, you know?
They're so good.
I said, I got like 8 or 9 left. My wife's eating 1 or 2 a day. So I hid some for the guy. And then you must have cleaned out the fridge.
Yeah.
Because I had it behind like milk and all kinds of
I found them.
Yeah, and I was like, you can't touch those. Those are for my fan who's coming on Wednesday. And he took a few home, so I'll be interested to see how he liked them. But okay. The booth 8, this dovetails with my big announcement, which I'm waiting for later to tell, but part of that announcement is I will have a ton of booth 8 for next year. And yes, Alex, I sponsor myself. I get a lot of requests from people to either go on my TikTok or on my YouTube, you know, energy drinks.
Yeah.
A lot of bottles, like squeeze I don't know what the fascination is. Like we just use, you know, regular old red Solo cups, and even when I used to race bicycles, I just take any old bottle, you know. But there's a lot of fancy technology going into these drinking bottles, like that Stanley company.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then who's the other one that sells the expensive coolers? I think it starts with a Y. I can't remember. You know who I mean. They sell the real expensive coolers. They came out with a cup. Igloo. No, that's
No,
no Igloo. Or
no.
whatever. You guys don't know. Put it in the comments. That company that sells the real expensive coolers. And they sold these insulated cups, and their whole thing is to keep your drink cold for 48 hours. Who needs a cup that keeps your drink cold for 48 hours?
Yeah,
How long does the drink last?
I never understood that.
Yeah, I used to work for a huge engineering company, Siemens, the German conglomerate, and they were very focused on engineering and you know, a lot of PhDs, a lot of real smart like engineer and scientist types were in leadership roles. And then at one point, luckily for us, we got a guy who was more sales and marketing oriented in the CEO position in the division I worked for. And one of the things he mandated was that we come up with solutions that solve real problems. I don't think there's anyone on the planet who needs to keep a drink cold for 40 years.
No.
Now, you go camping, you go on an overnight boat trip, you might want to keep the stuff in your cooler cold for 48 hours. But who keeps a damn drink for 48 hours? So anyways, I get requests for sponsorships for that sort of stuff. I got requests from a company who does like surreptitious blood tests.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That I didn't know.
Well, that's for people that are like on drugs and on steroids
okay.
or think they have STDs and they don't want to go to their doctor. And I'm like, I don't know that any of my people that like our gardeners out in their backyard planting fruit really are worried about that. You know?
Yeah.
The closest I've had is people have reached out to me with some like interesting garden hose. But they're always like these systems. Like, just take a hose, hook it up to your nozzle, call it a day. Oh, with our smart garden hose system. But I'm like, nah, I don't want to bother with that. So I haven't really ever contracted with a proper sponsor. But I do sponsor myself, guacfarm.com, GUACFARM.com. In fact, go out there now, get yourself your last or your second to last box of avocados. Maybe while you're there, get a baseball hat or one of these shirts, guacfarm.com. Yeti. That's it, Yeti, thank you. I knew it started with a Y. Jupiter, Marcos, yeah. They made these Yeti cups.
Yeah.
And everyone had a
one.
hard on, like, oh, this will keep my drink warm for 48 hours. I'm like, a baby don't even drink that slow.
No.
Yeah.
What a waste of time.
Yeah. Okay. Greater good. How good is the reclamation project in the overgrown 50-plus-year-old grove going? We haven't started yet because we're still wrapping up with what we got going on, and that's going to be part of the announcement, which I'll get to. Mojo's Mama, which avocados are you selling this week? How many? Okay. Mojo, we are selling Monroe. That's all we have left at this time of year. And this is the, these are the boxes we sell. And this is what it looks like. And right now, you're either going to get 5 of these medium-sized Monroe. Earlier in the season, we'd have maybe 4 big ones, especially when we do choquettes. But right now, we're doing 5 medium-sized Monroe. Or no, you've been getting 6 of the smaller.
Yeah.
Well, actually, with Monroe, these are the large. The choquette, you'd put 4.
At choquette, I put 4.
Yeah, and then large, if we get large Monroe, we put 5. If we have smaller ones, medium-sized, we'll put 6. And as the season goes on, we always pick biggest to smallest because that gives the small ones time to grow. But we're going to, over the next couple weeks, be getting into some of the small ones too. So we'll put a mix of large and medium, and it'll be 5 to 6 per box. And it's 8 to 10 pounds. The reason I don't say a specific number, 8 or 9 or 10, is because we never know, because the shape of the fruits are different.
Yeah.
And we can fit somewhere between, we always try to put as close to 10 pounds as we can get in the box.
I'm the one that is in charge of that.
Yeah, so Rihan, you're also backing up Mojo Mama's question. And right now we're doing the Monroe. And the Monroe is actually a good one for guacamole. It's a little drier than the Hass that you get at the store. But of the ones we sell, though, it is pretty high in oil content. And they're
very creamy.
Very creamy, not watery. And they have a really solid avocado taste. A lot of times you'll hear me say, oh, this one tastes like a cashew nut. This one tastes like a pistachio. The Booth 8s had a sweet flavor to them.
Yeah, it was so sweet.
Right? And also a very pasty texture. You were not making guacamole out of a Booth 8 unless you added oil. Right? But these Monroes they'll remind you of that Hass flavor.
Yeah.
And my dad loves them. They're his favorite.
They're amazing.
Sunshine Country Chickens. You're grafting your scions. 5 Monroe, 5 Choquette. You've got 3 left and you're starting to get the hang of it. So you must have got the package. Or did I probably put 2 in one, both in one package and sent them out to you. So I'm glad that. And yes, greater good. Monroe does have a decent oil content. Monroe and Choquette are creamy. You could mix them up into guac. The Lula, if I put Lula in, usually what I do, if I had a Booth 8 or a Lula or a Simmons, I'll make the base of the guac with a more oily one. Then I'll cut chunks out of the other flavor and set it aside. And when I'm done mixing all my ingredients in, and most of you who follow me know I don't use a lot of ingredients. Today I'm going to use more ingredients because people have been asking me to do that. But if I had the choice, I just go with avocado and salt. But today we're going to add some ingredients, and then what I would normally do is take a different type of avocado with a unique flavor, cut it into little chunks, little squares, little cubes, and put it over the top. So that way, as people are scooping, they're not only getting creamy avocado, guacamole, but they're getting a little bite of avocado too.
You forgot 2 things. A little oil.
Oh yeah, we don't. Yeah, you could put a little bit of oil in there. Yeah. Oh, I got you a spoon that's got holes in it.
Yeah, but it's
whatever.
not. This works better.
Okay. Shemail06 Productions wants to know how are things doing. Things are doing good. We had a tough month.
Yeah.
Started with a car accident. A woman ran a stop sign. I saw it, man. I saw her coming, and I hit the gas, and I thought I made it. And if she was paying attention, she would have saw that she ran a stop sign and hit the brakes, but she must have hit the gas because even though I thought I got by her, blam, she smashed into the back of my truck, spun me around. The husband came. I said, dude, look, we settled on $1,500. I said, give me $1,500. We can all go home. You know, it's an old truck. It's a 1997 Dodge Dakota. And he was cool with it. And the wife was like, no, I want the police to come, blah, blah, blah. So he probably ended up getting a ticket. At the very least, their insurance is going to go up. So they submitted a claim.
Sure.
Yeah. So they submitted a claim to their insurance company. So we had to wait 3 weeks for them to come out and do the inspection of the truck. And meanwhile, I can't bring my tailgate down. I have to leave my tailgate up. It wouldn't come down because the bumper was all smashed. My tail light was out, my passenger tail light, so I had to be careful, like I couldn't really leave the farm district. And when you're loading thousands of pounds of avocados and boxes of avocados and all kinds of supplies in and out of a truck that you can't put the gate down, it adds to the annoyance, you know? So finally Progressive came out, they did their little thing, they had a check for me that day. They literally gave me a check.
They were pretty good.
They gave me a check that day, and what did I do?
He fixed it himself.
Came home, took out the 5-pound hammer, hammered out all the dents,
watched him.
hammered the bumper down.
I was like, dude, you're not going to spend any money on it?
I had to buy a new tail light for
but
$39.
for $39.
And then we hooked the fender up to a ratchet strap, hooked the other end to a tree, click, 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 brought the fender out, put the bumper back down where it belongs. Now I can open and close the gate.
You're such a manly man.
Thank you. Not pretty, not the prettiest job.
But you don't know.
I'm not going to win any awards at car shows because I think this is a
No.
classic car at this point. It's over 25 years old.
Yeah, but this is a farm car.
Yeah, and even if I did the job pretty, the rest of the truck is ugly. So there'd be no point. So that was kind of a bummer. And then for those of you who watch already know this, but I cut the top inch of my finger off in a crush injury. It wasn't a clean cut. It was a crush, which makes it a little hard for the doctor to find, flesh to sew back on.
Can I tell them this story from
You
my
can
point of view?
tell them from your point of view.
From my point of view. So I'm working inside the house. I'm building boxes. And he comes and he's like, hon, I think I need to go to the hospital. And I'm like, what happened? He's like, I injured my finger. So he showed me the finger and I'm like, oh my God. That looks really bad. You need to go to the hospital.
Yeah, but you forgot one thing. It happened on a Monday. Mondays is our picking and shipping day because we are PPPs. We are providers of perishable products.
Yeah.
Which means I can't pick avocados and then sit around for 3 days. We got to pick and ship the same day.
Yeah.
And I like to pick and ship on Monday and Tuesday so that everything gets to y'all before the end of the week. Because if it makes it to the weekend, that adds 2 days. That adds extra handlings, coming on and off trucks. And the quicker my fruit gets to you, of course, just for freshness purposes, but also for damage purposes, which is why I like to do Mondays and Tuesdays. If you're from Florida and we're not in the heat of the summer, once it gets into the fall, I'll even ship on Wednesdays because Florida, I can get it to you quicker because that's where we're from. Okay, first ingredient going in. No, come on, we're teaching.
Sorry. You got to put a little bit of salt. Well, I just put just like a little sprinkle.
Little bit. We put a little bit of everything.
A little bit of salt. Why? Because our avocados, they have such an amazing flavor. You don't want to power the flavor with anything else.
Yeah.
So this is why you have to put just a little bit of anything else because you want the flavor of
No, taste the avocado.
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
Yeah. That's why I
don't understand these people that put bunch of tomatoes, bunch of onion, and you're like, this doesn't taste like guacamole. This tastes like tomatoes.
I'm like, bro, do me a favor. Don't use makeup. As you get older, don't be getting no fake titties. You know what I'm saying? I want the real deal.
Exactly.
It's the same with my guacamole. Exactly. But anyways, we're doing the weave. We got to bring it back now.
Okay.
So we were talking about my finger injury, and it was a Monday. I had 1,000 pounds of avocados to pick, and I only had the first 250 in the bag.
Okay, so then he goes like, oh, don't worry about it. You don't have to take me to the hospital. And I'm like, and I got mad at him. And I'm like, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm taking you to the hospital. So we'll drive, and then we stop in the gas because we need a gas. So, and then he's like, in the car. You guys, you got to tell me if I'm crazy or I overreacted or this is, what's the right thing to do. In the car, he goes like, and you know what? It's Monday. I don't think I need to go to the hospital. I just wrap this stuff up there and then I'll keep picking and finishing and maybe we'll go later. But I don't think I need to go to the hospital. And I go, dude, I saw your finger.
You saw my bone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be gross because we're making
Sorry, you're right. Yeah.
So
She saw my bone.
yes. So I said, dude, you need to go to the hospital. And then he's like, I don't think it's that bad. So I'm putting gas for him because his fingers all, and he's all like, so I come inside the car and then he goes, I think I need to go to the hospital.
Yeah, because we were going to just go the urgent care. And then when I got to look at it, like after 15 minutes, you know, when
It was hanging.
Yeah, it was hanging off.
It was hanging.
And I was like, if I go the urgent care, I'm just going to waste an hour and they're going to send me to the emergency room anyway.
You know when something is bad when you go to the hospital and the nurses, when they see you, they took him right away.
They took me right back.
And they keep saying...
They kicked the girl out in the emergency room that had her little room. She was there for like a urinary tract infection or some kidney issue.
Like,
booted her ass, put me in to save the finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bad.
So if you ever want fast hospital treatment, chop off a limb or make them think you're having a stroke. She had that Bell's palsy, was it?
Yeah.
For her face kind of froze for a couple of days, but when I took her to the hospital, man, when they think you're having a stroke, VIP. VIP. Same with amputations, VIP. And then once the doctor was like, all right, yeah, we're going to and then everyone chilled out.
Yeah.
You know? So anyways, long answer, but I'm actually doing great.
Yeah.
Came home from the hospital, picked the remaining 750 pounds of avocados. Luckily for us that day, it just coincidentally, my son's coach canceled practice early. So him and one of the kids from his team came over and we got, what, 1,200?
Yeah.
We got like 120 boxes out the door that night.
It was amazing.
Yeah, and more the next day.
Yeah, more the next day.
And I just got all the stitches out and I'm keeping the finger. Things are good, man. I lost a little weight.
You did.
The reason I haven't been making videos, I'll make an Instagram reel or a TikTok but I haven't made a long form vid.
No, you haven't.
Because I have a little double chin and I just...
He's getting gordito.
Yeah, I'm getting gordito. Once you put that on YouTube, it's there forever. It's there till forever or until you say something, you know, that like the, you know, lefties don't agree with and they cancel your YouTube channel. But yeah,
You're going back.
Yeah, so that's been good too. Marcos, do we have booth 8 available? No, we don't have any left. And we caught really the very, very end of the season. I know. They were so good.
They were so good.
But if you notice, most of you who got the booth 8, it probably only took a day or two after the box arrived.
You were lucky.
Yeah. Whereas like these Monroes, when you get your box, you still have to wait a week. That's the difference. The booth were at the very, very end of their season.
Yeah.
And they ripe, every variety of avocado has like less days off the tree at the very end of the season. In the middle, at the prime of the season, they got about a week to 10 days. At the end of the season, they've got, 3 to 5 days. So I had to pick them boots and get them going.
I'm going to keep making this.
Okay, so avocado, little twist of salt.
Just a little tiny bit of black pepper, just a little bit.
Jupiter wants to know, next fertilizing upcoming, are you supposed to add phosphorus and bone meal? I don't know about bone meal, but I just use 839. And so I think is the 3 the phosphorus, 8 would be the nitrogen. Somebody will correct me. I just put 839. Go ahead, sorry.
A little bit of oil, just a little tiny bit.
Yeah. But for fertilizer, I do it in September and February. I don't do it right now. I do it, at the end of the summer and then at the beginning of our spring here in Florida. 5 pounds a tree for mature trees. Perry loves his hat. Perry won a hat. I don't know if it was on a YouTube stream or a TikTok stream, but I was so thrilled to send the hat out, and I'm glad you're loving it. Adequate Gentleman. Hello, Tom. Happy to catch me streaming. Make sure I use the knives and spoons properly. You're absolutely right, Etiquette. And, I'm going to leave all that to my wife today. She's going to do all the cutting and chopping. Yeah.
For sure.
Greater Good. Put that check toward the picker fund. You're right, Greater. That's what I have to do. We are saving up for that picker. And speaking of saving up for a picker, what Greater Good is talking about is a cherry picker or a picking machine. It's a big 3-wheeled hydraulic lift that you can operate, and the 3 wheels just kind of follow behind. And it's what we use to get up and down to pick our fruit. It has a, big basket or bag in the front. And I need to get one. I need to get a new one. And so to help me buy one, go to guacfarm.com.
Yeah, please.
Get yourself a box of avocados, GUACFARM.com.
I'm putting a little spoon of this.
Yeah, you don't want to put a lot. And
No.
okay, and what else? What else? You went from the back.
I put salt.
Yeah,
I
but you
put
didn't
pepper.
go from the white. You took the green from the back.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah. Why?
I think it has more flavor.
No, it's milder.
It's milder.
The milder.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Okay, so you cut your green onions from the back.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest thing I ever saw. In the world. And you're not going to put
I'm
any.
Venezuelan.
Are you going to put any of the white part in?
Do you want me to?
No, because it's too strong. It's overpowering.
Yeah.
I like just the green.
The green, yeah.
But you normally, what I would do is I would just cut that off and I would go this way.
Yeah.
But you just started from the back and worked your way.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. That's a
Yeah.
nice process improvement.
Yeah.
No, because I got a bunch of cauliflower, broccoli, more onions, some other vegetables to grill today when you're gone to the movies with your friend.
Okay.
Me and Tommy are going to grill veggies. Put more though. I would
More?
say, yeah, because that you'll see that's going to mix up into nothing.
Okay, 2 spoons then.
Jupiter, keep lidocaine in my inventory to get by for those injuries. I know, dude. I know. I mean, normally I just slit myself or cut. You know, that's easy to fix. You know, I think people go to the hospital way too quickly. I think people go to the ER for things that you don't even have to go to the doctor for half the time. People are too afraid of stuff nowadays, you know?
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I cut myself. Look, when you work with your hands, talk to anyone, you're going to injure yourself. You can't go running to the hospital every time.
No.
As a rule, though, when you could see your own bones, that's probably when you should start heading to the hospital. I mean, no one likes rules.
No, that's like true.
But as
you
a-
see your own boat, you can go to the hospital.
As a rule of thumb,
Really?
pun intended.
Really?
Yeah, if you can see your own bones, go to the hospital.
Oh my God.
Hedgehog, we've done so much work. You could tell by all the shipping boxes behind us. You should see to my left here. There's 105 boxes. And once we get off this, we're going to build a whole bunch more. Yeah, for tomorrow and Monday. Ramirez wants to know, will there be any new varieties available? There absolutely will. And you know what? Maybe now is a good time to make that announcement. Greater Good's already aware of it. Some other people are already aware of it. But we've added about almost 30% more to the farm now. We've had 10 acres. Oh no, we added 70%. We just added 7 more acres of avocado. So
We're growing.
we've got 6 of avocado and 4 of mango. That's 10. And now we just added another 7 acres of avocado, and the 7 acres we added is early season, spring into summer varieties. Because I was running out. I couldn't keep up with the demand. And in fact, I haven't really been pressing hard with sales the last couple weeks because I'm going to run out. And I know people love to get their fruit over the holidays, and I want to make sure I still have some avocados for the holidays. But yeah, that's the big announcement, is we've got 7 new acres, and that's what Greater Good was referring to earlier, that we've taken over a neglected grove, and we're going to clean it up, trim it all up, get rid of all the rogue avocado trees that have grown from seed, start shaping the trees properly. There's sections of this grove you can't even get a truck or any equipment into yet. We got to work our way in. And we're going to have Donnie, for those of you that like Donnie.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love Donnie.
you love the Donnie. Yeah, yeah. And they start in May, and then we'll have Simmons starting June, July. We'll have Miguel. We will have Marcus Pumpkin,
Marcus Pumpkins,
yeah. This grove has Marcus Pumpkin. It's got the Booth 8. This is where I got those Booth 8s, by the way. I just kind of caught the tail end of this season with those Booth 8s. It's got Monroe, which are what we have also. And I'm glad it does, because Monroe is our biggest seller at the end of the year.
You guys, you love Monroes.
Yeah, at the cold time of year. It's got Monroe, and I'm probably missing a few. And then there's some sections that need to be planted out, and we're going to grow some more Monstera deliciosa. And so we're really excited about it. So that's our big announcement. And in the answer to thank you for setting that up. And in the answer to your question, yes, we will have new varieties available next year. So that'll give us at least Donnie, Simmons, Miguel, Pollock, Choquette, Monroe, Marcus Pumpkin, that's 8, And then I've got a handful of other varieties like Catalina, Black Prince, that would be 10, and maybe a couple more. So about a dozen, but eight of them are in quantity. 8 of them I'll be selling both to the packing house and retail to y'all. And then we've got a few where I just have, Russell and Brogdon we'll have too. But those are in very small quantities.
It's going to be a great year.
Yeah, I can't wait. I
Me
can't
too.
wait. Yeah. And we're trying to get more mango too, because our mango sales were through the roof last year.
I want to tell them something.
Tell them.
Thank you so much, because we're growing because of you, because of all the love you're giving us and all the orders you're making, and we're so happy to provide the best avocados we can for you. So thank you. No, hon? Is that how you feel?
I wasn't listening. Because I was reading.
I just say thank you.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Yes. Yeah. I mean, how happy do I get when I'm out in that picking machine?
Yeah, he gets so happy. He's like, he doesn't want to do anything else. It's his happy place.
I love it because
to serve you.
Because the days leading up to Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I start printing the labels because that's time consuming. But the repeat customers, I just key in the first couple letters of your name and it finishes, and then I get happy. I'm like, oh, so-and-so, I'm not going to say anybody's name. You know, people want their privacy, but I'm like, oh, so-and-so bought another box. Well, oh, I haven't heard from her since last year. Oh, you know, I'm glad this is still around. Oh, here's my steady Eddie, buys a box every week, you know. And I feel really connected when I'm out there in the machine, you know, just picking and filling up, you know. And so, yeah, I agree with you. It's really nice. And then, so let's see. Carlos Vasquez wants to know what's coming after the Monroe. Mame, after the Monroe, as far as avocado goes, we're out until Donnie starts up again in May. We've got a gap in the season from about February to May. There are a few varieties like the Ronnie and the Apme that are coming out, but they're not popular yet. They're not like popularly commercialized yet. They're not around in volume yet. But for a backyard grower, you can almost have avocado year round, but those of us, you know, commercial growers still have that gap. And so next year with the 7-acre addition and having Monroe, I'm going to try to stretch my fruit all the way out to Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping to basically just tell the packing houses, look, I'm not selling to you. I'm keeping all my fruit on the trees until Super Bowl Sunday. And then I'll have fruit from May to February, to the second week of February. And then my only dead spot will be, you know, 2 weeks in February, March, April, 2 weeks in May, and then we start up again. So it's not that bad. But I'm going to keep sales open. People could do pre-orders and stuff in that gap time. I don't like to do pre-orders for too long, and I don't really promote it too much, because then when the week comes to fill the orders, we're crushed. You know, it's hard to,
it's crazy.
It's hard to get out a lot of orders, so I don't really push it too much, but that's something we'll be doing.
So listen, lemon, a little bit of lemon.
No.
Or no?
No, no.
Where do you want to put the lemon?
In the garbage. So a lot of people use lemon, okay? I take it and I just throw it in the garbage. Because everything you put lemon in, it tastes like lemon.
You're right.
Everybody,
I was so
here's some
right.
fish. Let's put some lemon on it. Yeah,
And
that's
listen,
because like your grandmother, your
so
grandmother's
right.
grandmother came from a poor neighborhood
like-
where they got shit quality
I'm
fish,
with you.
and they had to put lemon on it to take
to put lemon in anything.
I know everybody.
The
Squeeze some lemon in there. Then you have lemon. You might as well just eat the lemon.
The only thing I like with lemon
lemon
is
out of here.
lemonade. That's it.
Yeah, we're not making lemonade.
Yeah, I know.
We're
but
making
that's-
guacamole.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So no onions, no?
Yeah, onions. Yeah.
Okay.
Now let me show you the secret with the onion.
Okay.
Cut that in half. Where was I? I'll tell you what, Georgia Gardner wishes he had a nice avocado with his carne asada right now. We had last night some thick ribeyes.
Oh,
thick
they're
ribeyes,
amazing.
man. And some chorizo. Colombian and Argentinian. One was spicy, one was a kind of on the mild side. Both delicious. And Noe cut up some avocado. Oh, it was the best.
Okay, show me your trick.
Grab that little cheese grater.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's what I like to do with my onion. I like to cheese grate it or just cut it real. Well, I want you to do it because I don't want to get onion in my cut, you know. But and don't you wind up with a cut now. We can't be taking you into the emergency room.
Okay.
And then,
Oh my God, you're going to make me cry.
yeah, I know. And I like to put onion in, but that in such small,
Yeah, that's it.
yeah, but in such small like pieces that people don't know they're eating onion. It's just in there as a flavor.
I love it. I love it. You don't put a lot.
Right. It's just in there as a
Very
flavor.
smart.
Yeah.
Very, very smart.
Okay, a couple things. Gary Simpson, NPK. So it's nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, 839. And Gary's question, he didn't know that he commented too much and he didn't mean to cost me money. So Gary is the man of many faces. His name is definitely not Gary Simpson, but he's got all kinds of various names. He's already been on here under a bunch of different names. And I reply to him because I like, I'll play along. But the problem is if YouTube, like he'll go and comment like 50 comments in a row on different like names,
Oh, okay.
probably from the same IP address or the same handful of IP addresses. And then YouTube's gonna say, hey, you got bots. They're gonna think I like paid a bot to make comments and punish me. So I asked him if he'd back off a little, and he agreed. Okay. But there's no need to apologize because
No.
I love your comments. I love our interactions,
Yeah. Do you want to try it?
In a second.
Okay.
Greater good. Tom is the Black Knight from Monty Python's Holy Grail. Yes, that is me. Like, I'd be like, I'll kick you. I'll bite you. You know what I mean? You're right. Because you got to get your work done. Like, even when I went back to the doctor, he's like, it was 2 days later. And I don't know what I was thinking. Because I was in my work clothes and my hands were dirty. And he's like, oh, I see you're working. I'm like, well, bitch, what do you, like, look, you think healthcare is cheap? Here, you pay my hospital bill. Maybe I'll take a week off of work. Because this is going to cost me every bit of $2,000 by the time they're done with me.
Yep.
And our insurance is shit. Well, everybody's insurance is shit, but we got an $8,000 per person deductible, right?
Yeah.
Well, so what's he think? I'm just going to sit home and my avocado trees are going to start growing dollar bills and I could go out and pick them? Shit. Okay. Okay, Marconi Playboy, who is also Gary Simpson. He appreciates the stream. How many times can he... Okay, so maybe he's not going to slow down on his commenting. Maybe he's going to keep it up. That's fine. Jupiter, you just planted a Lula. Now you need a Simmons to complement your Brogdon and Oroneros. Excellent choices. Excellent choices all around. And the Lula is absolutely our favorite. You got to... Oh, my new grove, the 7-acre grove, has Lula. We're going to have Lula. I knew I was forgetting.
Yes. I can tell you were forgetting something.
Yeah, and Lula are ugly but delicious. Delicious. In my opinion, like the Booth 8, but maybe a little better. What do you think?
They're a little better, yes.
Yeah, you like the Lula better?
Yes.
Yeah, but the Booth 8's delicious too.
The
But
Booth 8 is amazing, but yeah.
Yeah. Perry, how old mature is the farm and is it adjoined to my existing grove? It's old, it's mature. It's got to be over 40. And it's probably been in neglect for at least a dozen to 15 years. Not straight up neglect, but there's things we could be doing better. And by about March, we'll have it all cleaned up nice. You have to shape the trees, so they get equal sunlight and maximum output. And, trees on their own will grow tall. If you're a fruit tree grower, you want your trees kind of short and round. So it'll take us a couple seasons to get that going, but we're pretty excited about it. We're pretty excited about it for sure. Where did we leave? Oh, yes, let's try it. Get you a chip. Yes, Miho Simpson, it is awesome to be up on the lift. Sunshine Country Chickens, you just made the beautiful graft. Oh, that's great. Send me a pic. I think my contact information is, well, you can find it on the YouTube homepage. Send me a picture of your graft. The Rockaways, any plans to develop new cultivars? People must be bringing me budwood from seedling trees, anything promising on the horizon. Okay, I did plant one tree from seed. You can eat that. I'll get one. I'll take a bite in a minute. I did plant one tree from seed just to see what I could get. And I did finally, after 9 seasons, so 8.5 years, I did get one dinky little avocado off of it this year. I wasn't sure when to pick it because you don't know until you pick them. And since I only had one, I picked it in late September, and it was a bad guess. I picked it too early, or maybe too late. I don't know, but it didn't have a nice. Or maybe I picked it right on time, and it's got a crap flavor. I don't know. So I'm hoping this year to get a dozen or maybe 20 little guys off that tree, so I could pick one in June, one in July, one in August, figure out when the right time to pick it is. But that's not a business I really want to be in. That's something more for nurserymen, for guys who sell trees. For a fruit grower to take the 10 years on average it takes just to get the first fruit off the tree. Then to give it 2 or 3 more years to see if it's going to be a consistent producer and see if it's going to be disease resistant and all that. Then you have to graft a bunch and wait till year 6 till they're producing. It's 20 years down the road before I would ever be able to introduce a new variety of avocado into the market. Now, the nurserymen, they're in the tree business. The tree business is a slow moving business. It's growing trees, right? But it's in their best interest to come up with new cultivars and new varieties. But if you sell trees and the fruit's good, all you have to do is graft a tree and you could sell it at 1 gallon. So if you discover a new cultivar or grow one yourself, by about year 11, you're making money off of it. Now that fruit isn't going to come till 5 more years or 4 more years in someone's backyard, or 3 more years even, but at commercial output, 5 more years. But as a nurseryman, it makes sense. And so that's why Julian, who I have here all the time, he's like a seedling hunter. And he's coming up, every year he comes up with a new variety of something. Either he discovers it or he's getting the output from something he planted 10, 12, 15 years ago. So I'm more a customer, if you were to think of it in a supply chain. I'm like a customer of Julian. So as the nursery guy, he would come up with the new varieties. Or those of you who know Alex up in West Palm Beach, guys like who run the nurseries and sell the trees. Although Alex and Julian both sell fruit, but they're primarily tree guys. They're the ones that discover and come up with the new cultivars, and then I'm the next step in the supply chain, and then you're the next step, the ultimate customer, the end user, I guess, as we'd say in the software business. Amelia, lemons are still good. They are, but they're overpowering. The same with garlic.
Oh my God.
If we use garlic, I decide how much garlic I'm going to use, then I cut it in half. I just don't want to overpower my fruit. Oh, you didn't do the main last step, bro.
What?
The main last step when you're making your guac is you always set aside a piece of fruit.
Okay.
Here, I think this one's a little riper. You always set aside maybe half of one of your, or if you're using the Hass, you might need 1 or 2.
Okay.
And you put chunks. So after you stir everything up, you want to put chunks in your guacamole.
That's smart.
Little cubes. Mm-hmm. So that way people get a nice little.
I love it.
A nice little surprise.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh. No, I never watched you doing that.
Yeah, I always do. Here, you can finish. I always do it in secret. There we go. Yeah, I do it in secret. It's only recently that I've been comfortable exposing to the world my guacamole secrets.
Okay, I love this, babe. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why tell the packing house anything? They don't need to know your business. Great or good, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Tell the packing house.
They don't need you know your business.
Tell me what you mean. I must have said something. I just can't remember.
Like the last podcast?
No, I probably just said something in the last couple minutes that I might just not remember what I said. Jupiter, lemon is for oxidation, for cheap grocery horse style, an old chicken marinade. Never order lemon. That's a great idea. Never order lemon chicken at restaurants because maybe they're using their older stock and hitting it with lemon. I never thought of that. Are you a cook or a chef? Is that like a restaurant secret? The Rockaways. Yeah, for you, red onion in guacamole, I agree with you. I will take red over these yellow onions. They didn't have red onion at Publix this morning when I went there to get them. I'm the lemon Nazi. I'm the guac Nazi. Not the lemon Nazi. I'm the guac Nazi.
Who said that?
Picnic, how you doing, Bubba? You don't really understand the online representation system, but you hope it makes sense somehow for me to both them and wow, excellent stuff. Gosh dang it. I don't understand what you said. Probably my son would. Remember, I'm older than a lot of you guys. Yeah, Rockaways. I mean, the choquettes are amazing. Look at this guy. That's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Yes, Grader. I will have Lula again. Rectified. Huh? Okay, Rectified. Bringing the conversation back around him. Rectified dude is also the man of many faces. He's high maintenance. I love him. Totally high maintenance kind of guy. How old are you, man of many faces? I think I might have asked you that once, but like, we talking teens, 20s, 30s, 40s? Tell us about yourself. You love talking about yourself, so this is going to be your opportunity.
You love talking about yourself.
Yeah. Kiki Hollywood. Hi, Kim from Texas. How you doing, Kim? And welcome to the stream. Mojo Mama B. So far, the choquettes are your favorite.
Yes.
You just finished your Monroes. They're nice and mildly flavored. Yeah, Noe likes the choquette.
I love the choquette.
My dad likes them both, but he prefers the Monroe. I'm about equal on each, but now I want to get a taste of that guac. I need you to say something though while I'm guacking out, bro. I'm gonna rock out with my guac out.
My mouth is full of
Guacamole. What?
Sorry, guys.
Oh man.
Oh my God. Tell them. I mean, this is amazing. This is amazing because you guys, you have to understand that you got to do it right. You got to do just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of anything, but just a little tiny bit. And you got it, when you taste it, make sure you keep tasting the avocado.
Yeah.
Because if you cannot taste the avocado, you ruined the guacamole. You ruined it.
Yeah.
You did. You ruined it.
And when you what do you call that? Shred the onion like that on the cheese grater. When you grate the onion, it just has a different flavor.
It's amazing.
In here, you know?
Hun, this is amazing.
That's what it's called.
This is real good stuff.
Hedgehog's dogs appreciate it when he puts a few drops of citrus. Gary's gonna hedge his bets and use more username. But for real, man, what's your scoop? Like, and what other, like, do other people block you and stuff, or do they reply to all your?
People block you.
Gary says he's 45. I don't believe you. Sorry. No.
Why?
I get like 20-year-old vibes off of him. I can't see a 45-year-old guy. Imagine how much time it takes to have like 20 different YouTube usernames.
Okay.
You comment on one, you log out, you log in on another one, comment on that one, log out, log in on another one. It's just, unless he's got like 50 iPhones all logged in, you know what I mean?
He makes a good point.
It doesn't seem plausible to me. Matter 159, when will Scion be shipped out? I shipped them out last week, Matter. So about 3 weeks ago, you should have, if you ordered, you would have got a notification they were coming, and then you would have got your box last week. So if it didn't make it, go into the About section. It'll say, you know, press a button to send an email to me.
Yeah.
Send me an email,
Please.
let me know. Artful Watcher, what are my thoughts on Oro Negro as a dooryard tree? Is it worth it production-wise, or would Lula or Day be a better option? I've never tried Day. I almost am never gonna recommend anything over a Lula. If you can get a Lula, because a Lula is an alternate bearer, but even on its off year, you get a lot. But on its on year, you get like 500
But
because
can
they're
I ask
small.
you a question?
Yes.
This is a personal question for me. Like a lula, is that tree like get a little sick? Like
That's
that?
more susceptible to laurel wilt than other varieties, yeah.
You gotta think about that, no?
Mhm, yeah, yeah.
But the flavor is amazing.
And in the Oro Negro, the only criticism I've heard of it, I haven't tasted one yet.
You haven't?
No, the Oro Negro I haven't tasted yet. We got one, I planted one last season, but it hasn't
When do you
fruited
think
yet.
we can get fruit from it?
Next season, 2025, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm told they ripen unevenly, which, as a commercial grower, I don't want that. But for my own stash in the kitchen, I don't care, because I'll eat half and I'll eat the other half tomorrow.
This is amazing, you guys.
Gary, you really did live the majority of your life in India? I thought you were just making that up, that you had a farm. Well, you probably are making up that you have a farm in India.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary, I want to have a phone call with you, man. Go, send me an email with your phone
He's
number.
like
I
the
want to call
most
you.
interesting man.
Uh-huh. Now, look.
What?
He doesn't comment on other channels because people probably ignore you. I don't block people. I don't hide comments. There's been one or two times where I've felt like a person was sort of very nasty to a fellow commenter, not to me. I don't. You guys could abuse me all you want. There have been a few times where I felt as though someone might be mean to someone who's obviously like a nice woman, maybe middle-aged, into gardening, makes a comment and someone will be a jerk. Every now and then, maybe 3 or 4 times, I've hidden a comment. But I'm not one to block and suppress. In fact, YouTube suppresses comments all the time. And about once a week, I go in and view them and I unsuppress them because, dude, sticks and stones will break your bones, but names will never hurt you. And we got to get back to that. We got to stop with, he said something. So who gives it? Oh, did he hurt your feelings? Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what hurts? Chopping your finger off. You know what doesn't hurt? Someone insulting you online.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt.
No.
Knock it off.
Be tough.
So Gary, you say you don't comment on other channels, probably because people delete you and stuff like that. But I welcome you, man. And no, I don't believe you're 45. Marcos Vela, what avocado did we use on the guac? What did we use, darling?
We use a Monroe and we use a choquet. I think that was a choquet. No, that's a Monroe.
Yeah, it's another Monroe.
Monroe. We just use
We
Monroe.
used 2 Monroes.
2 Monroes.
Or 1.5. 1.5 Monroes.
Good
Jupiter.
question.
You got your trees you got your Lula at Trees and More. It's a late season. They start in October, and you could keep them probably till Christmas, maybe January. And you probably will end up having to do that because you get so many off the Lula. I miss our Lula tree, but now we got a few rows of Lula, so it's on again.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I wake up early in the morning
excited.
like stoked now about this.
No. You
Or for
guys,
a while. Oh, sorry.
okay,
Go ahead. No.
You guys, I don't know if you guys believe me this, but my happy place right now, since we're doing this, is Sunday, Saturday afternoon, and Sundays, because I get to build the boxes for you. I get to put the stickers in the boxes, and I just in my carpet working, and I get this happy feeling, and I'm smiling because I know on Monday we're going to deliver amazing avocados for you and make you all happy.
Yeah.
No?
And since we switched to UPS, oh man,
My God.
we switched to UPS in August. In July, I couldn't take it anymore with the U.S. Post Office, and our business has been growing.
But you told
over
them
the
what
years.
happened, how come you couldn't sleep? You told them how
They all know. Yeah.
But how actually you didn't sleep at night?
I probably mentioned that. Yeah, I was devastated. I mean, the post office screwed up like 100 orders on us.
You don't understand. He got into like a little minor depression. He couldn't sleep at night for a few days after.
It's true.
Because I believe that customer service is a little tiny bit dead in this country.
Yes, it is dead.
It is dead in this country, but we don't feel that way. We feel that we're building a community, like a huge family, and we gotta take care of you. So when something like that happens, it hurts us. We can, because we know, we feel connected to you through our food.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel?
Yeah, so I reached out to UPS, came up with a negotiated rate, a box size, resent that whole pallet of avocados to my customers, wrote a little letter, apology letter. But since that switch to UPS, I've had almost no problems. Every now and then someone gives me a bad address when they make the order. They'll forget to put their apartment number, they key the wrong, they might key their old zip code, things happen. But It wasn't until Thanksgiving week, which also includes Black Friday, that I did have a few boxes arrive delayed or even damaged. But I can't really feel like, which I of course sent out replacements, and the people have already gotten them. But it's Black Friday week, and usually I don't ship when there's a holiday, when they're either UPS or the post office is closed. That week I thought, you know what? In my mind I thought, oh, it's Black Friday, they're ramping up for Christmas gifts. Maybe they'll have extra workers, they'll have extra trucks on the road. But I did, out of like the 200 boxes we sent that week, I had 3 or 4, one arrived damaged and 3 didn't arrive, But since making that switch, it's been phenomenal. Artful Watcher wants to know, do we like chain restaurant guacamole like at Moe's or Chipotle? I love it. I love Chipotle guacamole.
You do?
I love it. I just hate having to pay extra for it.
Yeah.
Because I know I got a couple 100,000 avocados in my backyard, but like in that moment, I want a little guac for my burrito bowl, and I have to pay extra. But yeah, I like it. I like even the store-bought, like in the grocery store, the ones that are in like the chiller,
Can I be honest about
Yeah.
how I feel? I can sort of like it, like okay, it's okay. I can eat it, I can enjoy it, but you guys, you don't understand. Like, we're so used to do this amazing flavorful avocados, and when you make a guacamole and it hit your mouth, you can't go back. You just can't go back. You can't go back. Your brain knows the difference between this and whatever you eat somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I know that, like, I enjoy it, but this I love. Like, I can eat the whole thing right now.
You're about to.
Yeah.
You probably will. Well, another thing, the difference between me and Noe, you tend to be like a stack ranker. Like, one thing that always annoys me when we were younger, before, like, we didn't have a TV and stuff, and this is before the internet. We've been married 28 years.
Yeah.
We'd go to a movie,
Yeah.
and she'd be like, oh,
1 to 10.
that
How
was
much you
better
like
than
it?
Titanic, but not as good as The Sixth Sense. And I'd be like, why are you putting so much analytics? Like me, I either liked it or I didn't. And I'm the same with like guacamole. And if you've ever watched me with Paul or Paul and Julian, Paul tends to be a lot more rigid about his standards. I'm like, I kind of like everything. Some I like more than others, or mangoes. I mean, we had at Thanksgiving some guy getting on my case because I said I liked Hayden mangoes.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
I mean, I think he wanted to make me feel bad because I said I like.
He wants to fight with him because of his choices of mangoes. I'm like in the middle, like he's talking to him, and there in the middle. I'm like, is this guy wants to pick a fight over mangoes?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Why?
But I could like a Hayden mango and also like a fancy, like a lemon zest or a sunrise.
But that's why
You could like both.
I'm more mature now. I'm an older lady. I'm more mature. I like it.
Right, but you like this better.
I love it.
Yeah.
That I could eat a little bit and enjoy it,
Yeah.
and I like it. This, I freaking love it, and I can eat the whole thing and not even know it happened.
See, me,
That's the difference.
I think my taste buds have a very low ceiling. So like people say, oh, let's go to this fancy restaurant. To me, $100 a plate fancy restaurant doesn't taste much better. I just don't, I find like my marginal returns kind of taper out at like, really good pizza or a really good burger. Or maybe I'm just simple. I don't know.
I think you are. You're very humble, simple man. And that's a good quality.
Yeah.
That's a very good quality.
Yeah. Bacon user 189 wants to know, how are the avocados tasting? Well, I mean, this choquette variety here, we always say it's buttery, right? It has a very buttery flavor.
We have made this with rice.
We mix it into rice. You'd swear there's butter in your rice.
Yeah.
A little bit of rice, a choquette. Well, a lot of rice. maybe a half a choquette or a full choquette, depending on how much rice and how big the choquette. Some of them get twice this size. A little salt and pepper, you're in heaven, dude. You are in heaven.
You don't have to put salt and pepper if you don't want to.
Right, you don't even.
It's amazing without it.
Avocado toast. You make some toast. You can just cut a spear of one of these, place it on the piece of bread, and just mash it.
And eat it.
Yeah.
And if you need some protein, you can put an egg on top of it.
Yeah, which you do every day.
Yeah, for my chickens.
Yeah. These Monroes, I would say they're not as creamy as a choquette, but they are creamy. And these have more of like a what you'd call a typical avocado flavor, like the Hass variety avocado. High oil content and delicious. The Miguels that I sell in the summertime, that we went crazy. Our customers went crazy for the Miguels. They've got a very firm flesh. Those you wouldn't really want to make a guacamole with. If you did, you might have to put in a little sour cream or maybe some cream cheese, maybe some olive oil to cream them up. They tend to be a little more on the less oily side and a firmer. Our Brogdons taste like pistachio nuts. Our Russells are buttery like the choquettes. The Booth 8 and the Lula have a sweetness to them. So there's a big variation in flavor. Tony, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, Tony. Oh, wait, first of all, Redline agrees in 100% free speech. Yeah. I mean, people think I'm crazy. Well, you'll see a lot of my threads. I got like a short out there that's got like 4 or 5 million views, and there's 600 replies to the first comment, where it's just it's a bunch of like teenagers coming at me, calling me grandpa and stuff. And I loved it. Every day I'm like, I'd come home, I'd be like, oh, there's 40 new comments. Oh, let's go. Let's go, you know? But I'm not gonna delete them and block them. I hate that. Like, I even see it like I'm a football coach and we'll be having like a coaches meeting and 2 people get into conflict and everyone else like throws water. No, y'all need to chill. And it's like, no, don't let them chill. He's got a point. He's got a point. Let's hear what they have to say.
Yeah, of course.
Well, who cares, man? They disagree. So what? You know? So I'm with you. What's your name? Redline Recording. I'm with you. Tony Oliveira, how you doing, buddy? Your brother spent $3,500 to get 25 seeds from a specific fruit tree in Mozambique. The entire tree is beneficial for the human body. You went to Orlando to give a tree. I'm not sure who Kevin is. And I don't know if there's smuggling involved, so maybe you don't want me saying names.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I mean, I've got friends, when we first moved here, we got involved with that tropical fruit club. And prior to COVID, they would go every year or every other year on a fruit hunting trip over. They might go to Thailand one year. They might go somewhere in Africa another year. They might go to Sri Lanka. They might go, you know, and they'd come back with specimens. Hell, Tommy went fishing with a guy took my son's friend, his dad took the boys fishing yesterday. He would go all around looking for specimens. Can you make me a cafecito? Thank you. No, he's going to make me a coffee. Marconi Playboy, no, you don't comment because it takes so much time just to comment on my channel. I know, it's got to be a full-time job for you. That's why, like, I'm fascinated by you. Well, okay, so my friend Michelle, she says the people I hang around with, she calls them my exotic menagerie. If there's a person at football that no one else will talk to, none of the other coaches will talk to, I'm typically the one that I'll sit and talk to them for hours. Because they fascinate me, man. Certain people fascinate me. And you fascinate me. Like, I'm going to ask you a question, and I hope it doesn't offend you, but, like, I'm curious, like, is part of this creating these dozens of accounts and commenting all the time, like, is it an impediment to your ability to live your life? Like, is this some type of, like, is there a behavioral health component? Is this related to some type of obsessive disorder or something there might be medication for? And again, I say that like in a purely curious, clinical, non-judgmental way, just like if someone wants to know how my finger injury is doing. It's just different behavior, and it fascinates me. And I just really would love to know what's behind it. So please tell us. Mojo Mama B, you just order another box. Let's see if this is you here. I just got some notifications. I'll see if I could guess who you are. We've gotten a few orders here. I think I know which one is yours. And what Mojo is referring to, for anyone that's new to the channel or new to the stream, we sell these avocados at guacfarm.com, GUACFARM.com. They come in these are like a 12 by 12 or 11 and a half by 11 and a half box. We try to get as close to 10 pounds as we can get in the box. And right now with the Monroe variety, we're getting 5 or 6 in the box. The Booth 8, we were getting 9 or 10. With our choquettes, we can fit 4. But we go by weight. It's about 9 pounds, give or take, plus or minus. And you can get those at guacfarm.com, GUACFARM.com, which brings me to my next announcement, or something I'd like to make you all aware of, which is those of you who want to get avocados for Christmas. If you want to get avocados for Christmas, you need to order them so that I could ship them on, what would that Monday or Tuesday be? So Christmas is Wednesday the 25th. So if you want to be eating them on the 24th and the 25th, that means I need to be picking them and shipping them on the 16th. So that gives us about a week and 2 days, so they'll be ripe. So that's this week. I mean, you got to make your order. Well, don't make your order today or tomorrow because I'm shipping tomorrow and Tuesday. But if you want them for Christmas, an avocado, a lot of people don't know this, avocados don't ripen on the tree. They need 7 to 10 days after they've been picked. So if you want avocados or you want to send someone, you have a loved one or a friend, you want to send them as a gift from guacfarm.com, GUACFARM.com. If you're going to send these so they could eat them for Christmas time, you need to have your order in prior to the 16th. So probably like between the 10th, between the 11th and the 16th of December, so that I could pick and ship these guys on the 16th. That way, on the 23rd, it'll be a week. 24th will be a week and a day. 25th will be a week and 2 days. And they'll be ready to be eaten around then. If you want them for New Year, I guess you'd have to order that week of the 16th. And then we also got to contend with, like, UPS being closed over the holidays and stuff like that. And you know what? I'm probably not even going to have any left by New Year, the way they're going off the trees this year. You guys have been keeping us really, really busy. So again, if you want to order for Christmas, you're sending them as a gift, you're ordering them for yourself, but you want them to be able to be eaten along with your Christmas meal or your Christmas snacks, or you want to make a different variety, guacamole out of a different variety of avocado. I will be shipping, the shipping that happens on December 16th is the one that you're going to want to be in on for Christmas. So you're going to need to, if you want to order them today or tomorrow or the next day, that's fine. But then you got to text me and tell me to hold your order for the 16th. Or you can just wait till the night of the 10th or early the 11th and make your order, because I won't be shipping on Wednesday. And I'll just hold them till the 16th. So, okay. Let's see what else we got here. Artful Watcher, you love the fruit tree lizard art on the wall. Yeah, it's funny. My friend is an artist, and this is his mother-in-law's work. She came out here to do a photo shoot to take some pictures so she could do a painting of an avocado scene. And as a thank you, she gave me this painting, which I love. And the other stuff, the other stuff I just kind of added. I still have like a little dead spot over here. I got to put something above my Sleepy Lizard logo. I'll figure out something to put up there. And one of these days I'm going to need to get one of those microphones, like Theo Von and them guys have, so I could do a proper podcast, or like the Guac Tuah girl, or, what's that chick's name? Wendy Cummings, Joe Rogan, these people, they got their proper microphone setups. Perry sent us a couple pics of his garden. Here we go. Oh, beautiful. Oh, look at how nice. Wow. Thank you, Perry. Okay. I'm going to tell y'all something about Perry. Perry's been doing his research. Because a lot of people, Perry just sent me a couple pics of what he's been planting out. Most people, these trees, they're big, they're knee-high, waist-high trees he's putting in. Yeah, maybe about waist-high, chest-high trees he's putting in the ground. Good-looking trees. Most people would put too many in that spot. You put the right amount. Right now, it looks desolate and open, but next year, they're gonna grow year after that, and by about year 3, those canopies are all gonna be starting to touch each other. You did the right spacing. Excellent, excellent, excellent choice. Your backyard looks beautiful too. I think I see the Brogdon. I don't know if in the second picture, the lower left, Brogdon have these skinny leaves. I'm wondering if that's the Brogdon. Okay, Mojo, you're Carol B. So let's see here. There you go. I know who you are. Okay. Oh, dang. You're from far away. Thank you for your business. I appreciate that, Carol/Mojo. Gretty Beverly Hiller. Okay, what about Sapodilla? Have you eaten it lately? Now, I look at this Gretty Beverly Hiller, and I say to myself, that's Gary Simpson, the man of many faces. He's trying to trick me with like a legit, like sane person text. Like, what about Sapodilla? But here's what's giving you away, Gary. You like to take control of the conversation. So by asking about Sapodilla, you're trying to make me change topics.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And that's how he gets his jollies, is sort of dominating the conversation. What he doesn't know, and I'm sorry, Dad, if you're on here, but I grew up with a father who likes to do that. We could be talking about the death of a beloved pet. And if he wants to talk about some cotton candy he got at the carnival down the street, he's gonna just shift gears on your discussion. You'll be sobbing in my shoulder, and he'll be like, you gotta go down the carnival and try some of that cotton candy. It'll cheer you up. Oh,
yeah.
I see you wanna talk, so you're asking me how I catch on to your alter egos.
That's so funny.
Man of many faces. And that's one of your giveaways, is you like to control the conversation, derail the conversation, make it about you, right? Like Man of Many Faces. Do you know how many of him it takes to change a light bulb?
How many?
1. He just grabs the bulb and the world revolves around him. But to answer your question, and I appreciate the question, Sapodilla, have I eaten it recently? We did 2 testers, right? About 2 weeks ago. They took a little while to soften up, and they weren't real sweet. They had the flavor,
okay,
but they weren't ready yet.
No.
And then we were just out with a family yesterday that came for a tour, and we couldn't find any that scratched
they're not
right
ready.
yet.
No.
And then on the commercial side, where my guys who work for me also work for a Sapodilla Grove, they did like one very, very targeted picking where they kind of just got a few that were ready to go, a few 100 pounds, nothing really yet. Greater Good, sell my fruit retail when I can. And oh, yes. Greater Good, yes. My primary customers are absolutely the retail. And I want to send my best fruit out retail. So that hurts me double for the packing house, because then, if I have my boys pick oh, well, they're gone, you took them. But a bunch of ones that are like, marked up, the packing house is going to reject them anyway. But my goal is to do everything retail, which I was able to do this year. I moved all my mangoes without going to the packing house once, and all my avocados. Is that correct? Yes, without going to the packing house, because I was thinking of the Grove up
That's
on
amazing.
140. Nearby or adjoining to our land. It is not. It is about a 4-minute drive, or a 20-minute drive if I'm towing equipment, or maybe even a half-hour drive because we got to go real slow. But it's walking distance from my mango grove. And
Okay.
so I could leave the equipment at one or the other.
Oh, I know where it is then.
Pick one in the morning, one in the afternoon, you know what I mean? And then the mangoes are usually done by August. This grove will be done by August, except for the handful of Monroes and the Marcus pumpkin, well, and the Lula. But that'll be time to bring the equipment back here then. And then, the Marcus I could pick by hand. There's not a lot of those. So I forgot to answer that question earlier. Gary Simpson, you've already, see, look at now. I've already commented under a few usernames you haven't caught. Bullshit, I just caught you, bro. I just caught you.
Got you,
Remember,
bro.
I'm a little delayed here. There's a little delay in the
just
stream.
got you,
Plus,
bro.
yeah, please. I haven't caught you. Please. Jupiter Mojo, you got your first Silas Wood Sapodilla. Hoping fruit will be ready in January. The Silas Wood is so good. They're small, right? And it's a dwarfy tree. Delicious variety. Delicious variety. Greater good. No, I don't think you have a personality defect, Gary. That's not what I'm implying.
He just needs attention.
I like you, and I understand the need for. I mean, look, I have a dang YouTube channel, like, you know. But then again, you don't see me doing that thing other YouTubers, and I'm not even going to say what it is here, but like to boost. I don't ask for you to do things at the end of the video. Now, I'll ask you to go to guacfarm.com, but then you're getting something in return. You're getting fruit, you know? But I'm not going to set up one of those Patreons and be like, oh, go make a donation. I mean, bro, you know?
No.
This is free.
No.
I'm not going to ask you to pay for it.
No.
Okay, Sunshine emailed me a picture of the graph, so let me go look at the email. Oh, very nice.
Wow.
Very nice. Excellent.
Wow.
Your seedling is really healthy. Look at that green. And then let's see. Okay. Now,
That's amazing, huh?
yeah. Let's see. Gain confidence to try grafting, and you feel like a whole. I'll tell you what. So now, what's the name again? I don't want to use your real name. Sunshine. Okay, Sunshine. So Sunshine says in her comment, you feel like a whole new world has opened up for you since learning this skill. Wait until your first one takes and pushes a little bud. It's almost like it's almost like you made a baby. I mean, not quite even almost, but it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
It's a real good feeling when you're able to do something like that. Let's see, someone just made an order over in Michigan. If that's one of y'all, thank you. You'll be getting a nice box of Monroe avocados from guacfarm.com. Okay, Pokemon Lover Fellow. Have I been hitting the gym? I don't want too much attention, just curious. I've not been hitting the gym. I'll tell you what happened, Pokemon. Gary, adequate gentleman, Dectarodrahedodon, Miho Simpson, whatever name you're going by right now. And see, he's a smart guy. He knows like one way to derail a conversation is to pay someone a compliment and get them to talk about it. Oh, have you done something different with your hair? Oh, have you been hitting the... And now instead of me deciding what to talk about, he's deciding what to talk about. Yeah. Usually I stop going to the gym in July, August, and a little bit of September because my job is so physical and it's so hot here in South Florida. And at 53 years old, I can't work all day and hit the gym. And if I hit the gym in the morning, I don't have enough strength to do my job. It's just the way it is. So generally that time of year, I kind of take off the gym, but it's not a huge loss because I'm working hard and it keeps me kind of, tight and lean. Then when my son finishes with football, I start going to the gym with him. My son finished with football. I started eating like we're going to go back in the gym. Then I had my finger injury. So all this fat, I'm supposed to be converting to muscle for the last 4 weeks, but I've been nursing this injury instead, or 3 weeks, whatever it was. But I'll be back in the gym next week. Gregory Yamal. Oh, okay. I didn't catch this account. I don't even recall you commenting on that one, man of many faces. Greater good. Your Lula scab is so bad, it's scaring the squirrels. We went to Alex's house on Thanksgiving from Tropical Acres, and he busted out a couple avocados. He set one down on the table, and I go, Alex, that looks like a Lula. What is that? He goes, it is a Lula. I said, impossible. There's no way a Lula could be bright, shiny, and clean like this, especially at the end of November. He goes, you're forgetting. We live near the ocean, and they get a breeze there, and that's what keeps their mangoes cleaner also. We're way west. We're inland. We don't get that ocean breeze all the way out here. That gives this the fungus and the critters and stuff time to settle. And so you're right, Grader. That scab gets really bad on the lulas, but god dang, does the flavor make up for it. Doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Tell them what you're doing today after this.
I'm going to see a movie with my friend. I was thinking to see Wicked, but the boys, my son and my husband were like, no, shouldn't I go and see Wicked?
I don't want to go see Wicked. I love the book. I'm not big on musicals, although I love Grease.
They don't like musicals.
I love Grease.
But what do you think? Do you think Wicked is a good movie to watch? My friend wants to watch Wicked, but I don't know, if it's not a good movie, I don't want to sit there for 2 hours watching something that is like, you know? Mm-hmm. But I think there's Venom and The Gladiator. There's some movies out there that are kind of like good. You tell me, what should I watch? What should I watch this afternoon with my friend?
Okay, so right now the plan is Wicked, but you'll take suggestions from them. Mm-hmm. And then Tony, thank you. I see what you're saying. You can only put so many comments in, any words in a comment. So you were stretching it across multiples. You were referring to Orlando Gardner. I didn't put 2 and 2 together that was the Kevin you were referring to. This fruit. Oh, okay. Oh, that's fantastic, man. That's great. It's good that you did that for him. So you came all the way over to Florida aren't you from like Mozambique or something? Or I forget where you're from. And maybe you don't live there now anyway. Adrian, how you doing, buddy? So Gregory Lamal, looks like Many Faces has a different one. Jessica Campbella, you have some cherries and lemons that are healthy, but you're afraid if you planted them too high. What do you mean by that? Are you saying you were high when you planted your trees? Or are you saying you live on a mountain? I'm thinking you're saying you live on a mountain.
Right? I was thinking she was high.
Maybe she meant she was too high. Well, she might have said I was too high when I planted them.
Yeah, let us know what
But then if she planted them on a mountain, you would say, I planted them too high. But if you were high when you wrote the comment, you might say it wrong. Are you high right now? Let us clear this up for us.
Yeah, please.
Clear this up for us. Gregory Yamal, no, I didn't know you were one of but I don't ever remember seeing the name. So I don't know when you commented. But if you have commented, I didn't catch that you were one of Gregory Simpson's. Gary Simpson has one account that is 100% honest and true. I know which account it is. You think I don't know? Dude, I know.
What is it?
It's the one that's in the Cyrillic text. He thinks I'm going to expose it. I've known that one's been you like since day one.
That's so funny.
And he writes me a big story about the root rot in his avocado tree, like a paragraph long. And he thinks I don't know that one's him.
Oh my God.
I've just been letting that go. I've known that's him all. And he says he's from Belgium or something like that. And he funny. Twice a week he goes in and writes this big comment
about. Is this how he
amuses
himself?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But it amuses me too.
I know. You guys are amusing each other.
Adrian, because of our greater good, can avocado trees get anthracnose? Yeah, that's what the scab is on a lot of them is anthracnose. Oh yeah, absolutely. We spray them with copper. Adrian, because of our videos, you've started growing your own mango trees in Bali. The type is called the Harum manis. Have I ever tried or heard of these? Never tried or heard of them. And in fact, I learn about a new kind of mango almost weekly. There must be thousands and thousands of varieties of mango. But I'm glad, and a lot of people have told us they've started planting trees because of us, and that's a good feeling.
Yeah,
it's a nice feeling.
That's a great feeling.
It's a nice feeling. Thank you for that. Joe Wacko, hi Tom, love watching you in Fruitful Trees, hoping to get input on why your avocado trees, which are the Hall, the Choquette, and the Marcus, fail to hold on to fruit. They start out with 30, you end with 3 or 4, maybe water. So Joe, a couple questions. How old are the trees? Are they in the ground or are they in pots? Do you fertilize, and if yes, with what? Greater good. No, he must have an incredible metabolism. At least she hits the gym. Her brother and sister, I would say, have better physiques than you, right?
But what do you mean by better physique?
Sister's calves are like, bam.
Yeah.
Your brother has like abs and he's jacked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Never stepped in a gym.
No.
You're in the gym every day.
Yeah, I go to the gym
And
every
you
day.
have a physical lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right?
And I eat very healthy.
As she eats potato chips. As
This
she
is
eats
not potato chips.
Or tortilla chips.
And avocados is very healthy.
But where I'm
They
going
have-
is there's definitely a genetic component.
Yeah, but I take care of myself. I do. It's both.
You do take care of yourself.
It's both.
Your brother and sister don't.
No. My sister is looking older than me now. You have to admit.
Yeah, just lucky you said that in English in case she's watching this.
I know.
She's
going to kill me.
She
I'm sorry,
is-
she doesn't speak English.
Yeah, she is yeah.
You said it. You said it.
Don't listen. I'm just agreeing with you right now. Don't pull me in on this.
Sorry. You're right.
And don't be jealous that you know your sister maybe
No, I'm not.
like me and my brother argue about who's better looking, but we're arguing like who's a 3
You're
and who's a
better looking.
3.5. But when you guys argue, it's like who's a 7 and who's a 7.5. What? What?
Nothing.
What?
I wasn't gonna say anything. That's hilarious.
She does have good metabolism, but no, I will say Noe is very disciplined with her diet.
I am.
And there are certain times of year where, due to traditions, certain types of food are available. Like Christmas time, there's Venezuelan treats like hallacas,
I eat them.
which are like tamales, right?
Yeah.
And then there's pan de jamon,
Yeah.
which is we might call that it's like a stromboli, like a rolled. It's got like ham and ingredients in it. And when she overindulges, or even in the summer when we have mangoes, then she'll restrict herself throughout the rest of the day. Like
yeah,
she definitely keeps a certain.
Well, I'm a wellness coach, and this is my side business, and I believe in balance. You can be like, oh no, I'm not going to eat chocolate. Oh no, I'm not going to eat ice cream. I believe in you could eat 20% of the stuff that are not that healthy and 80% of the stuff that are really healthy for you. So if you have a good balance in eating things that are good for you, like this is really good for you.
That is.
Avocados are really good for you.
Yeah.
We've been talking about the flavors, but let me tell you all the benefits that you don't know about. Avocados are good for memory. Okay? Like if you have foggy brain and you eat it's true. I could be worse.
How bad is your you eat an avocado every day and you don't remember shit.
I could be worse.
All right.
Oh, okay. Again, my sister.
Her memory is terrible.
Yeah, I could be. Trust me, I could be worse. And avocados are really good for your memories. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you don't believe me? Research. You guys research this. Avocado have vitamin E. If you eat one avocado every day, you won't have wrinkles. You have like, okay, I don't have good genetics, but it'll help your face. You know. What else about avocados? Avocados are excellent because they have good fat, monosaturated fat, and it's good for your heart. So we're talking about the flavors that are amazing, but eating an avocado every day is going to make you healthier and live longer. And by the way, this baby here has 14 to 16 grams of fiber. So it helps you clean your body from all the toxin. I rest my case.
Okay. She rests her cased. Her cased. CASTE. All right. What was I going to say?
I know. So
Wow.
I got into a tantrum.
No, that was good. Oh, here's what I was going to say. The other thing about Noe and her eating, people say to her all the time, if I had the body you have, or if I weighed as much as you do, I would eat all the chocolate cake I could. And I'm like, you do have the body she has, but you eat all the chocolate cake you could. You got her body. It's buried underneath all that fat from all the chocolate cake you're eating.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. You make a good point.
Thank you. Let's see here. What else do we have? Joe asked a question. I asked for a clarification, so I'm waiting on that. Jessica was not high.
Sorry.
What Jessica means to say is maybe she planted the tree too high above ground and it's windy. So you're saying you didn't dig the hole deep enough, is what I think you're saying.
Okay.
Okay. You can fix that two ways. One is dig it up, dig a bigger hole, just put it back in. Another way would be to prop it, and eventually the roots will take hold, you know? And if you can get through like one windy season, you'll be in good shape. Just don't do that high.
No,
Okay.
it's not a good idea.
Perry sent us more pics of his backyard planting, which I look forward to looking at. Gary wants to know what I mean when I say since day one. He's butthurt because he thought I didn't know that the guy called Alex that's in like the Russian language, Russian alphabet was him.
Is so funny.
Day one since that, well, that was the first one you started posting as. And then you came up with the alter egos, the cousins as I call them. And but I know Alex is one of them. You were like one of the, where are you? You were one of the first commenters here. Let's see. Where are you? There, right here, Nelly. This guy.
Oh,
We can hear you and we can see you. And it's like that.
Okay.
And he thinks I didn't know.
Yeah. No. Listen, he got you. He's on
Bro,
deal.
please. Let's see here. Okay, Joe. I asked you for some clarification. So your trees are planted in the ground. They're 7 to 10 years old. You fertilize twice a year with Espoma fruit tree fertilizer. Let me look that up. I never heard of it.
Okay, what is that?
I don't know. If it's some hippie, natural, organic, that's probably why his trees are falling off. It looks organic to me.
Doesn't look effective.
I think we found the answer.
Yeah. Oh.
You're using organic product.
No.
I know you're not going to like that answer.
No.
And I think a lot of you aren't going to like this answer as my viewers plummet. Watch as people abandon the thread.
Sorry, guys.
That organic, it doesn't work.
No,
I mean, that
doesn't.
stuff doesn't work. Yeah.
No. I know
Sorry
you
about
hate
that.
But it's the truth.
But that's,
truth.
yeah. And I know there's a great sort of feeling like, oh, it's healthier, but like 839, it's nitrogen, potassium, and potash. It's whatever the organic is trying to mimic, or some people who put like dead animals on the ground or manure. At the end of the day, the tree needs nitrogen, potassium, and potash, and it's going to try to get them out of whatever dead fish you're putting under the tree, whatever oil you're using. The non-organic stuff just jumps right to the end. And it's the chemical that your tree is going to upload. Whether it uploads it, fights with an organic compound and it takes longer to upload, it's the same chemical. So that could be what's hurting you, is you might, if you're so inclined, but a lot of people are uncomfortable with it, and I understand that. But a regular old 839 twice a year might get you to keep your fruit on. Yeah. And as far as the amount of water, just go out and feel the soil. When it's dry, make it wet. And if it's wet or damp, give it another day, test it again. Where are we here? Tony, you grew up in Mozambique, but you're an American citizen since '86. Oh, you moved to Florida and you're here to stay. Oh, okay. So all this back and forth you and I have had, you're in Florida. I've been thinking I'm commenting with a guy in Mozambique. Well, that's cool. So you're African American. Jupiter Moho, you sent some pics. Chickens are fertilizing the mango. All right, we'll look at the pics. I agree with Greater Good, who is replying to, was it Jessica, that it's better to plant too high than too low. Yeah, that's actually a good thought, Greater. I didn't think of that. A third technique would be to just mound around your tree and give but even then you're still going to need to prop your tree till the roots can really take hold. But you don't want the graft to be underground. So Greater's right. Vergard Nosum, you found Florida avocados at the supermarket in France. You bought 5 unknown called Tropical, big, green, smooth, and really delicious, and you love them. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. And I'd be curious, there's a part of me that thinks they could have maybe came from Portugal. There's a lot of avocado cultivation happening in Portugal lately. Also Spain, speaking of Noe's sister. There's some avocado groves near her house over in Spain. She sent us videos of them. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. Gary, he doesn't have 50 iPhones. You have 3 devices with multiple accounts and you don't have a cousin from Belgium. Is that a country from Asia or Euro-Asia? You don't know. You know where Belgium is. You know who else does? My dad does that too. He pretends not to know stuff.
This is too super funny.
Yeah, to steer the to derail the conversation.
There you go.
Greater good. Where do Noe's chickens go when it's cold? Well, I mean, since we're living here, we've had one
No.
frost.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're so far low,
Yeah,
Greater.
no,
I don't.
It's always warm.
Yeah,
Here.
no. Every
And
night
if
they
you
go.
get a little chilly, they all sleep with each other.
Exactly. They'll be in their little kennel and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are not going to get, and we're not. And as soon as the sun comes out, it's gonna, it gets hot. Yeah, we'll be okay. Wait a minute though. You have brought them inside before, and put them under a heat lamp.
Yeah.
But little ones.
They were babies,
Yeah.
and it was raining. It was in the raining season, and
Yeah.
they got really, really cold. And I brought them here, and I was just hugging them to make them warm because they were babies, you know?
Gary says I don't know his main account. You may be right. Oh, Marconi Playboy, who's also Gary Simpson. Of course, you realize I pay so much attention to viewer comments. I think I'm. I gotta. Look. I gotta think I'm the only one that's got one of these plaques from YouTube of 100,000 viewers or more that responds to every comment on my channel. I respond to every, and you've been testing me lately. And I told you last night why I'm not going to respond to all your comments because I don't want the YouTube algorithm to think I'm using bots. I reply to every
single
comment.
one.
It's the salesman in me. I just can't leave. I just can't leave it unresponded.
I get
you know. Joel just acquired 2 varieties of avocado. One is Catalina X. Oh, the other is Pollock. You're gonna love them. You plan to put one in the ground. How far apart should you put them? They're type A and B. I mean, if you have the space 16 by 16, you can go 12 by 12 and keep them smaller if you want to. But ideally, you'd want to go 16 feet apart. Have 16 foot around each tree to really let it branch out, and then it could go out 8 feet, and the other tree comes in 8. And they touch, and then you got 8 on the other side. And if you haven't had the Pollock, you're gonna love it. The Pollock is so good. The Pollock is very dense. So first of all, they're way bigger than this. But if I had this in my hand and I had an equally sized Pollock, the Pollock's gonna be a lot heavier. It's a very dense avocado. I can only eat like 1 spear or 2. Joe, okay, you're taking notes. Okay, and again, I don't mean to offend you. I know it's an emotional topic, the whole organic versus non-organic. But I'll say what I say and I'll take the risk.
You're speaking the facts. Is what works. It works,
I mean, if that stuff was better, that's what farmers would be using. If you got better yield, and there's a reason why organic products are so expensive, and it's because the people that grow organically get less fruit and they get less clean fruit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, just in case this is a scam, where is CoffeeZilla? Oh wait, just in case is the name of the user. He says, is this a guac scam and where is CoffeeZilla? I would love to I love CoffeeZilla, first of all. I would rather be investigated by the FBI, the SEC, the IRS than CoffeeZilla, because that guy gets to the bottom of every one of these scams. And I'd love to get a call from Coffee. He'd be like, oh, so you did a pump and dump. You artificially raised the price of avocados and dumped them on the market. That would be great. Just in case, your first avocado grafts are growing. You've grafted 3 and they all started taking off and growing leaves. That's fantastic, man. Congratulations. Best feeling in the world. Best feeling in the world. And I'm not sure what... okay, you guys are talking to each other. Brew Martinez, your farm in Hawaii is doing pretty well. How's your farm doing? See, that's the kind of comment that makes me think it's
him.
It's Gary.
Yeah,
so
it's
here's
Gary.
what we're going to do. We're going to
Gary.
click on it.
It's Gary.
And we're going to go to his channel, and you'll see the account was probably created today. Watch more. Joined December 6th, 2020. Bro. And then he's like, you don't, I mean, please. Come on. Child's play, bro. Child's play.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Tony talking to Joe. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. Okay, Tony, I'm going to tell you something. I did a roast one time. I was asked to do a roast for a guy's 50-year-old birthday party. I can't play it here. I'd be banned off of
No,
YouTube.
no.
It was very dirty.
Real
But
bad.
was it funny?
Super funny.
It was funny as shit.
I was crying.
Yeah.
Of how funny it was.
It was funny.
Super funny.
And I went like 10 minutes. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Justin has another question. You're growing them inside under LED light. Is it normal that the node spacing on the main branch is only about a half an inch to an inch? Yeah, that's what they look like out in our grove, you know, half inch to an inch. So I'd say yes. And I don't know anything about growing under lights. Gary planned to rename the brew account, but he ended up not doing so. I don't know, dude. You got a fingerprint, buddy. You got a fingerprint, and it, you know, and it's just easy to spot.
Yep.
Back to the guacamole now. If you don't want to eat it with chips, you could actually get your own tortillas and bake them, and that's probably a little healthier. Bake some corn tortillas or flour tortillas, or use a pita.
You can do it in the air fryer.
Carrot sticks.
Oh, carrot sticks. Yeah.
Celery sticks.
Oh no.
Why?
Celery stick? You really like? Well, have you tried it?
Celery sticks? They suck. Celery sticks coated in delicious guacamole on the
Okay,
other
you
hand.
got me. You got me. Yes, yes, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
celery
yes.
sticks stand alone. What's the purpose?
Yes. Yes.
They say you burn more
you
calories
convince
eating it.
me. You convince me. You don't have to say anymore. You're right.
Okay, what else can we dip our guac in?
Pretzels.
Well, and I wouldn't do pretzels.
How
How about this? Nothing.
Nothing.
Straight eat it.
Oh my God. Yeah, but I guess that's it. Like carrots, celery, bread.
Bread.
Toasted bread.
Toasted bread.
Toasted bread.
What about what I have every morning with cream cheese on it?
Bagel, yeah.
Toasted bagel.
Toasted bagel.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The point is you don't have to have it with like a high cholesterol, high fat tortilla chip. Okay, so where are we? This is the Guac Tuah podcast, sponsored by guacfarm.com, guacfarm.com. If you go to guacfarm.com, you can order a delicious box of these Monroe avocados, guacfarm.com. We came here to make, I knew I was going to do that. We came here to make an announcement, and we made the announcement. We've added 7 acres of early and mid avocado variety. We've also added Lula and Marcus Pumpkin. 2 of the things our customers have been asking for.
It's going to be amazing next year.
Right? So we made the announcement. We did a recipe with guacamole.
Yeah.
And we said we were going to dispel some myths because I don't know if you noticed this, but since the election, people have realized that people are going to the podcast format to get their news. Because there's a lot of fake news out there. The mainstream media, like they'll have you believe, like one of the ways, especially avocado news, they'll have you believe that one of the ways to keep your avocado flesh from turning brown is to leave the seed in the fruit itself. Or if you don't want your guacamole to turn brown, you can take a seed and put it in the guac. That's a myth. And I never believed it, but I tested it. My son did it for his school project, his science project one year. But like, how would leaving this seed here stop this from getting brown? What's it do? Put out a force field? It doesn't make any sense. Fake news. And that's the kind of stuff you get on mainstream media. But if you come to YouTube and you do a long form podcast with me, you're going to get the straight scoop. And the straight scoop is there's only one way to keep your avocado flesh from turning brown, and that is to prevent it from coming into contact with oxygen, which means you need to wrap it in cling wrap. That's the only way to do it. People will say, oh, squirt lemon juice on it. Well, now your avocado tastes like lemon, but it doesn't work. They say, oh, leave the seed in and that doesn't work. You can put it in a Tupperware. It might slow the browning process down, but if you really want to halt it, or at least slow it down significantly, really tight cling wrap. Another thing we do, and I've shown this before, this guy's about ready to go. Another thing we do to keep our avocado flesh from turning brown, instead of cutting it in half and eating one half and leaving another half, we'll cut a little skinny little wedge like this out of it, okay? and we'll eat the wedge, and then you've only left a little bit. Oh, that is so freaking good. Those Monroes are good. We'll eat the wedge, and you've only left a little bit exposed to oxygen. Then when you come back later, you could just cut a thin slice and get rid of the oxidized flesh, cut yourself another wedge. But the main thing is, the mainstream media, the fake news, and they won't turn this camera around and show you, but the fake news, they're out there, okay? They're out there. They'll tell you those myths that keeping a seed in an avocado keeps them turning brown. No, you got to come to the podcast to get your facts. What other myths? Oh, there's myths about when an avocado is ripe. They say you shake it, and if the seed moves around inside, it's ripe and ready. Nonsense. Certain avocados have a detached seed, like the choquette. You could shake it, whether it's ripe or not. The seed's going to move around in a lot of them. Sometimes it doesn't. The Monroe has an attached seed. You could shake it all you want. It's never going to have a detached seed. It goes by variety. It has nothing to do with being ready. Another myth that the mainstream media is perpetuating is that the stem has something to do with freshness, and that if the stem is attached, it's not ready, and when the stem falls off, it's ready. Fake news, fake news, okay? You'll get it from the podcasters, Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, myself, that your avocado is ready in the time of year for that variety, and when it's soft all around. Those are the kind of myths we're dispelling here, and it's good to see that the American population, the global population, is waking up to that. What else do we want to tell them before we quit? Because your friend is coming soon. Rihanna's right. Keep the lemons away. What else do we have here? What are my thoughts on mangoes? Gary wants to know. I love mangoes. They're my favorite fruit, my second favorite food next to pizza. I eat as many mangoes as I can, and I can't wait for mango season to start. And we'll be doing streams on mangoes. Believe me, we're going to have piles. This table's going to have hundreds of dollars worth of mango varieties, and we're going to be chowing down this summer. It's going to be great. Rehan says, keep the lemons away from the avocados. Thank you for having my back, Rehan. If you see anyone doing that, especially the fake news, the media, MSNBC, Fox News, whoever it is, let me know so we can address it. Aditi, congratulations on the expansion. Thank you. You're excited about the announcement. So are we. Oh, and Aditi says this was a refreshing podcast with genuine conversations and insightful content.
Aww.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Jupiter, how about coating the cut avocado with avocado oil to stop oxidation? I mean, Jupiter, anything that's going to come between this flesh and oxygen is going to work. So if there was, I suppose you could spray, paint on it like we do on a car. Anything you put, so I don't know, it'd be worth a test. When my son did his science project, we tried nothing. We tried cling wrap, we tried water, we tried lemon, and we tried leaving the seed inside. And every other technique kind of got brown roughly the same time. Yeah. The cling wrap stayed nice. Okay, Tony. Thank you, Tony. You get me. Gadiel Gomez, am I planning on selling more varieties of Scions? Yeah, I'll have them again. I don't want to sell any more Scions for the rest of this year because we're going to start flowering soon. And if I cut a Scion and it'll start flowering in the box on its way to your house, and then it's too late to graft, So I took it right to the edge where you want to graft it in a couple weeks. Those of you who've grafted instead of shoots or leaves, you might get shoots and leaves, but a lot of you are going to actually get flower. And that's like prime grafting time. But now we're a little late in the season for that, especially if I'm going to be cutting them and packing them and shipping them. They're going to want to push while they're on their way to your house, and then it's going to be too late. Rehan, thank you for the compliments on the podcast. Just in case, can I send cuttings overseas? I can't send anything overseas. Sorry about that. It's hard enough for me to send to California. Arizona, I can send fruit, but that's it. They won't take any cuttings, any plant material. And I understand why. Those regulations are in place to protect us farmers from invasive species. And so not only am I, not only do I not meet the criteria for overseas shipping, I am happy to not do the overseas shipping because I don't want to be the guy that sends a little tree or a little cutting to, I don't know, Thailand, and then a new critter gets introduced to Thailand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, and so unfortunately, that's how it is. I am going to start a certification process to be able to sell mango and other tropical fruit that's on the quarantine list from Florida. If they approve me, I'll be able to ship that stuff. If not, yeah, we'll eat it. You know what I mean? It is
Yeah.
what it is. You know what I mean? So it's been about an hour and 15 minutes. I think we'll say goodbye now and we'll say thank you. So thank you and goodbye.